Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time to kick things off. It is CWL Championship time for 2019. Joe, this might be the, we don't know, this could be the last champs. This is definitely, there's a massive change in Call of Duty esports coming after this, so I think this is going to be a spectacular weekend. People battling for $2 million. I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's just so many solid teams here, right? I think we all know that there's probably 8 to 10 teams that I think you could make an argument for that could potentially win this thing. And, I mean, you look at champs last year with what Evil Geniuses did. Nobody expected that. I mean, we're starting with pools. I think for a lot of us, these pools are pretty clear-cut, but we thought that last year as well. There's always these things that happen at champs, and it's always a ton of fun.
I kind of want to start there. You talked about EG winning last year when no one thought they could.
Yep.
If there's one team you think that could be that squad that could come out of nowhere and win this thing when no one would expect it, who is it?
EG.
So EG again, just different roster.
Yeah, different roster. I don't think it's Envy with like Ace and the boys. They just haven't looked good. They weren't able to boot camp with some of the top teams. I know you guys talked about that on Hot Mic. EG is just a team built with players that have done it before, right? And I think the skill is there with guys like Apathy and Attach. So I think it could happen.
Well, taking a look at these first four pools, any big storylines for you or just pretty top-heavy all around?
I think it's pretty top-heavy. I think if you want to look at A and B, maybe there's some danger there for the top teams because you talk about Celtic, previously the boys. I think that's going to be the first match is Celtic versus Elevate. I think that's one where we say, you know, Celtic could get through. They could get
winner,
top
that's
two.
Probably top two.
Yeah, probably top two. So a huge first match on Alpha. Group B, I mean, we're going to start with Gen.G and FUEGO. You would think it should be pretty one-sided. FUEGO, though, has some European veterans on that team. I'm actually interested to see what Enigma 6 does against Gen.G because I think Gen.G and Enigma 6 are my top two in this pool. But, like, that is not an easy matchup for Gen.G because Enigma 6, they have a couple of top sixes this year. They just have that bad placing at Miami that puts them in this group.
It seems top heavy, yeah, because you've got Gen.G consistently top 2 recently, E6 consistently top 6 recently. Yeah. So, yes, you think that would be comfortable. And you've got people like Mazer in Group C, which could upset FaZe. I think one of the favorites probably in the top 4 to maybe make a run to take this entire thing. Group D, I guess, seems less top-heavy to me simply because Reciprocity has been kind of all over the map. Envy's been very poor, but with teams like Sage and Legend Status, do you think there's a chance to shock with those rosters and maybe pull something out?
I think with, I don't know, like when you look at the core lineup of Envy, right, like they're just a very fundamental team. Like they use a lot of teamwork, but I think Sage could have a chance to upset there and maybe get through the top. And Reciprocity is a team that like they're so day-to-day. They're so match-to-match. Like they just got top 4. But would it surprise me if they got like top 16 this event? No, it wouldn't. Like we know Reciprocity, they make the game hard on themselves. They always do. So look at Group D, maybe a bit of chaos there.
Well, let's take a look, if we can, at the next 4 pools. So a little bit different than your typical major tournaments in the sense that we don't just have our 16 pro teams in 4 pools. We've got 8 pools with 16 pro teams and 16 of our top amateur teams as well. But we'll take a look through E, F, G, and H, kicking things off with E. Leading the way going to be Luminosity. I do want to touch a little bit on Luminosity. Obviously, I picked them to win the last tournament. They didn't do that, but I think they looked better than a lot of people expect. You know, they get that 3-0 over Optic. They make a nice run of that particular tournament before falling short. Have you heard anything coming out of the boot camp about this team in preparation for this event?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing for Luminosity is if you look at Miami, if they win Saturday night, if they don't blow that Game 4 against Reciprocity, like they go into Sunday, we don't know what happened, right? Like that team, they look dangerous.
Who was it that beat Reciprocity to start things off on Sunday?
Gen.G, right? Yeah, it was Gen.G.
Was it Gen.G? Because I remember thinking like LG would have put up a much better fight in this particular series.
Gen.G. Yeah, it was Gen.G. So I just think if LG gets to Sunday, we don't know. We don't know how far they could have come. Still a very new roster, but yeah, at the boot camp, we heard that the vibes weren't the best. Does that really matter? I don't know, because it always feels that way when you're talking about Luminosity. Like that's really been the talk all year. They are our bracket team. You know, when they get to the tournament, they'll be fine. The way Slack played at Miami was just so darn good. We know the form that Formal's in. LG is just, they're dangerous. We all know that they're dangerous.
And then Vanity and Singularity, just two teams with a lot of kind of top amateur players, but many that you haven't really seen a lot of when you talk about major events. this is maybe where you have a chance to make a name for yourself. But not a lot of, like, where we talked through the first four pools, there were a lot of, like, veterans, like people you've heard of, people who have been in the Pro League before. Not really the case for these two squads. So it'll be interesting how that plays out. Then on to Group F. I think more than likely, I don't want to say the heavy favorite, but I would say the overall favorite coming in has got to be 100 Thieves. They've been the best team throughout the year. Well, I guess when you say consistently finishing at the top, you probably say E United, but
well, Gen.G, I think, has the #1 average placing this year. It's like 3.5 for them.
Wait, they passed United, really?
Yeah, they're like
I would assume to be United.
I think Gen.G, United, and 100 Thieves are like the top 3, like most consistent.
Do you think it's fair to say 100 Thieves are probably the overall favorite, though, coming into this?
It's weird to say yes, but it is, right? Like, everyone you sort of talk to thinks they're going to go on a revenge tour, right? Like Miami, they had a bad one. They had one bad day, and that knocked them out of Miami. But it's weird to say that when United just won the most recent tournament. And we know the momentum that you can carry into a tournament just when you had one 3 weeks ago, right? Like, it's just very easy. You have the trust in one another. But, yeah, I think when you just look at the talent for 100 Thieves, you have to say, with how good they've been, that they're the favorite.
So you probably don't worry too much about them. But after that, though, Midnight's been, I think, has looked better than many people expected. I think the SOG buff has certainly helped them quite a bit. But you've got a team like Sicario sitting in this pool as well that has your Chino, Tommies of the world. You've got a lot of veterans that have made run at champs that have had strong finishes before. So another amateur team that, would you be surprised if they came out top 2? Absolutely not.
Tommy's done it year in, year out, right? Just he gets put in these situations where, you know what, I can build a team with the scraps that are around and go on a bit of a run, right, when it matters. It just feels like Tommy's great at getting the entire team on the same page with his leadership.
Well, the game's getting ready to start, Joe, but anything real quick about G and H that stands out to you before we get into map one?
H is stacked, I think, from top to bottom. Aspire and Hybrid have a lot of North American veterans that have been at champs before, so watch out for Group H. I mean, Heretics, you know, what can they do? Maybe they can squeak out a first place. And I really want to see, has Splice improved, right? That's the big question mark for me.
All right, well, our question mark heading into this series, I think, is going to really be about Gen.G, a team that you said is at the highest placing when you talk about the majors since this team formed really after our first event. And they're coming off a tournament in which I think a lot of people thought they should have won that grand final. They had the ability to win that grand final. We have to have the replay of map 1. There's the controller issue for Mox. There's kind of excuses abound for reasons they think maybe they should have taken it, but I think there is a part of the fan base that thinks they should have won that grand final.
It's just the biggest problem for Gen.G is you just come from the losers bracket. It's just so hard to win 2 best-of-5s, right? And they've been, you know, back-to-back finals where once again, though, you look at when they had to play 100 Thieves, they came from losers. It just feels like if these guys can get to a grand final from the winners bracket, then they have a very good chance. But it's just tough to beat 2 teams in 2 best-of-5s. And I think them and United were very close, but it was just United's weekend. I think we knew it was. But Gen.G, when you talk to people, they play the game the correct way. You feel like this team shouldn't struggle in pool play.
Yeah, and Envoy, obviously, one of the standouts that everybody's been talking about how good he's been. And on the other side of this for FUEGO Gaming, I think the name that pops off the screen, you'd say Hockey and Madcat, but Madcat specifically, he's one of the greatest European players of all time. He doesn't qualify at the Pro League qualifier, then he's really been sitting on the sidelines throughout this year. I think he tweeted at some point over the past couple of months, like, it'd be stupid not to try to get the champs. Like, there's too much money on the line. Why not just put a team together and try to get there? And he's able to do it. I was talking to Brycey about it a little bit, and he said how good Madcat has been for them to get them to this point, at least in Miami, to get top 16. And I guess, I don't know. I've always been a Madcat fan, man.
Same.
He's a character. I would love to see this team somehow come out top 2 and make a run, but not going to be an easy group to do it in.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, for Madcat, just so decorated as a player, right? Even when I started going over to Europe in 2012, like, he was the guy I was playing grand finals, right? Like, he's always been there. He's been so talented, and it's just been a weird year. And I think you know, we talk about our Call of Duty veterans. Everyone is sort of running into that point in their career where, what do you decide to do? And I think Madcat, I think this is the right choice. You know, to just, like you said, try to get the chance.
Give it a shot, maybe make a run, maybe show something before, well, we head into franchising next year, and then who the hell knows how this will play out with regards to rosters. But so far in this game, as we get to the statue hardpoint, FUEGO playing them tough, just about a tight game, and they've got early control. Gen.G looking for the break, no streaks to work with. It's a slow start for Nagafin, who kicks things off at 1 in 5. But here goes Harry, and here comes the attempted break. They're all lining up for him. That's going to be 3 in a row for Harry. 4 are going to drop for Gen.G, and that's the break. Well, sorry, that's the hold for FUEGO as they're able to continue to rack up this time. Yeah, pressure from Gen.G gets thwarted.
We know how hard it is to break that fountain hill. Now they're going to try to flip the spawns. They do that with 20 seconds seconds left. Hockey, he's going to be ready for it. Is he going to win the gunfight, though? No. So Major Maniac's going to get that scrap time. Connor, though, he's working on some streaks. 7 in a row, 25. Well, gets cut down. No Hellstorm for him, but you'll take that lightning strike in a very close game right now as FUEGO, they're sticking it to Gen.G with a little bit of a lead.
Well, you saw that 3-piece from Harry, but he's been hot. I mean, he's almost got his first TAC 5. He's 13-6 to kick off this game, so everything you could want from Harry. Now Mad Cat's POV, trophy out, as he'll be holding this left side barrel as the push starts to come in from Gen.G. But what an upset in map 1 this would be. And if you're a team like Gen.G, with the results you've had recently, you just cannot afford to come out slow, especially at the biggest tournament of the year, but against the 4th seed within your group.
Well, that's sort of the thing, though. Like, mentally, if you're Gen.G, you get second 2 tournaments in a row, you're expecting to be back in that final almost. Like, I feel like the group stage for Gen.G is very dangerous because I could see them like getting upset by East, you know, getting second place, having a tough winners round 1, potentially losing that, and then like your tournament is sort of out of your hands. I think it's just tough because these guys back-to-back finals, that's where you want to be, that's where you expect to be. You want another chance at a title.
And well, if we know anything about champs over the last, well, forever, the bracket never looks like you expect it to. There's literally always some sort of upset at 1 and 2 position that, I mean, last year's bracket was insane. Like, it didn't make any sense when you looked at it. It seemed like all the favorites on one side. What was it, EG and Envy on the other?
Yeah, EG, Envy, and FaZe, I think was like the 3 at the top. Yeah,
and you had like your 4 favorites on one side. It was just kind of absurd. So you expect more of the same here, but we'll see. Maybe this will be the year that the bracket kind of plays out how you expect it would. But what was close to a tie game around the 55-55 mark has now been blown wide open by FUEGO. Hockey's going to pull in the War Machine. He does take 2 with him before he drops. That alleviates some of the pressure from the hard point as they continue to lock down the first in the second set of rotations. Mox now looking for an opening. Able to get inside his teammates, clear the way. A bit awkward there as he tries to go in for the shot melee. Does get dropped. Now over to Havoc's POV. Waiting patiently at back church.
You have this lightning strike, but you see the pinch that's being set up by FUEGO. They have to go quick, though. Envoy's trying to hold on. He's number 1 on your screen, finds 2 kills. Huge out of Envoy on rotation. You see where those players spawn out. So you have number 7 all the way across the map. The other 4 trying to come on through towards the back, but this one is just so tough. And are you going to use the lightning here? You don't need to. Connor and Chaxter able to find the openings with the Sogs, but Mox and Nagafin trying to hold on.
Battle for control. You hear the Tempest popping off as well. Hockey with 2, 3 are going to drop. Mad Cat hits the shot. That's 5 down for Gen.G as FUEGO get early control yet again with 30 seconds remaining. They could be up 100 or close to 100 if they get the rest of this time.
And they flip the spawns. Like, this is exactly what they want. Gen.G's going to fight this. So I think FUEGO's just going to be okay with it and try to go away. They're going to try to hunt Mox down. Mox, though, he spawned all the way out. So heads up play to go to the back. Knows he's going to be in a tough situation. But remember, Connor still has the lightning strike if they want to use it. I'm sure they will. So they're going to fight for the final 5 seconds, then try to set up with this lightning. So this could be a huge momentum shift for FUEGO.
This should be coming in immediately. Yep, there it is. This is a massive moment. If they can get through on this lightning strike, it's not going to pick up any kills. Nice shots from Havoc at range there with the Sog. Does get traded out. 2 down now from either side. It's still Mox set up deep, though, and a big one-on-one with Chaxter. There's a one-on-one towards Fountain as well. That's going to be won by Hockey. He gets traded out, but this one-on-one continues in the backside. Mox able to finesse, able to take it. Spawns retained, at least for now, for Gen.G. And that keeps them in the game. They lose control there. This one's likely over.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, FUEGO, what they did, though, is they burned 30 seconds off that time, right? So it would be a much closer game, like 10 to 20 points. You're still going to have about a 40-point lead if you are FUEGO. You just have to try to win this rotation. A lot of specialists now coming up for Gen.G as we go into barrel.
So you still take that as a minor win there for FUEGO?
I think minor win. You know, you get about 10 seconds. You stop the bleeding. It's just so difficult to break that hill. Here gets the scary part is Havoc just got a hit marker with the grab slam, but him and Mox able to win those rotation fights. So this could be a big hold for Gen.G. They could even take the lead.
Yeah, and it's seaside. So as big as that lead look for FUEGO, it could evaporate very quickly. Hell, it could happen on this hard point. Havoc doing his best to finesse, but will be caught. It's on Mox with 1 bullet in his Maddox. So close to streaks. Finds some added ammo, though.
There we go. Connor's able to use the Purifier. He's able to get inside. That's what I was going to call out. He has his Purifier up. You see on the top left, they're not opting to use the Purifier. Instead, Mox has that Vision Pulse. Can Mox find these streaks, or is he going to get toast alive? Connor, it's still up for him. He's flying on through. Nagafin has the Tempest behind him, but he's just got nobody to shoot, and that's all dead for Gen.G.
Mox, I think, does get a bullet in and get an assist, so he will get the lightning strike, but is it going to matter as Fuego is able to get in? Mox will pop it new, though, as they'll be at the next hard point. 60-point advantage for Fuego. Grab slam available for Jackster as he wins his one-on-one on the edge against Nagafin. And now they'll look for the opening. Can he hit a big one here? Goes in, connects with two. The break they need. Nagafin wins one, but the trade does come through. Three are going to drop. Fuego's in the hard point. 25 points needed to shock Gen.G in map 1.
Yeah, Gen.G, they gotta play perfect from here on out. Mox still gonna use that lightning strike. He'll take that if you're Fuego, make it burn it early as possible. Mad Cat's still alive here with Jackster, trying to find any kills that they can. Again, just trying to keep the right side of the map open so that they can spawn and rotate if they need so, but just back and forth contest inside of this hill. But it's Envoy. I thought he was gonna find the second on Envoy, not able to do so. But now you see Fuego, all four of those players just starting to rotate.
You see how difficult that fight looks with an ICR against a Song of Close. Mox can't quite snap to finish the kill, runs out of ammo. Now 19 away is Fuego on Envoy's POV, but Gen.G wins the one-on-one, gets them the entry towards Church, where there's two players already there for Fuego and the chance to pin.
Mox has vision, yeah, Mox is going to use vision right away. A chance now for Gen.G behind this specialist. Such a power play now. You can see in the kill feed, it's all Gen.G. Mad Cat's going to bring it back. You have no specialists up on the side of Fuego. They have to use it with their weapons.
Gen.G back into the hard point. War Machine ready for Envoy. Is he going to opt to go ahead and rotate early? That's going to be the case. He's going to watch the backside. Spawning out towards the first hard point will be all of Fuego. Deficit now down to just 30 points with 30 remaining on the hard point. We could actually get a lead change here for Gen.G.
Can't win, so what does Fuego do? It's just been all yellow in the kill feed, and they know they can't win here, and pretty soon neither can Fuego. So Fuego, they have to just try to go for this scrap time and push on through. Nagafin's 25 away from streaks, does get cut down.
That's big,
We'll see where those players spawn. Okay, so they're gonna spawn out, so an opportunity for Fuego to bring this one home.
Get out of the hard point. Just send everybody if you can. That number 16 to get going. So Connor's now going to rotate out. They're going to flood the back. Two players here to try and hold. This is going to be the War Machine to come through. What can Envoy do? They're not going to matter. They get into the hard point, and Fuego come in with the hot upset map 1. I thought, look at the mini-map, I'm like, Gen.G is going to do this.
Yeah.
Gen.G is going to do this. But because they did such a good job spawning Fuego in the back through what? Like the first 40 seconds of that hard point, but the last spawn, the last one they really need to do, what was it, 2 members of Gen.G spawned out?
Yeah, they get taken down as they're trying to run away.
And those end up being the 2 big ones because you have, what, a 5-on-2 basically pushing towards Statue at the end there.
And I almost even question that play from Nagafin because you're 25 points away from streaks. You know they're pushing through the hill. It's almost like just camp a corner and barrels, right? Just try to stay alive. You're so close to those streaks. And you know if you get those streaks, you probably win the game. I think he was just trying to get out with his life, but ends up getting caught, then spawns out, and Fuego, man, able to take map number 1.
I thought for sure they were. I thought it was Gen.G for sure. Just when, as soon as I saw Envoy rotate,
as
soon as I saw them spawn in the back, I'm like, oh, this game's over. They're gonna hold. But Fuego able to pull it off. They don't collapse in the final moments. I mean, they led really when we first started kind of highlighting the gameplay around 50-50 was a tie game. From that point on until the final moments, I mean, Fuego had what, a 50 point advantage throughout basically the course of it. So impressive result from Mad Cat and the boys to come out and upset map 1. And we'll kind of find out over the course of this series if it's maybe just a little bit of a slow start from Gen.G like you were worried about, or if Fuego might be better than expected.
Yeah, I think though for Gen.G, like this isn't what you want because you went to the boot camp, right? They were scrimming at 10 a.m., right? Starting those scrims, trying to, obviously you can't recreate the tournament feel, but it's like an extra step for tournament preparation so you avoid this. But I guess if you are Gen.G, you sort of want a tough first match just to sort of get that tournament sort of feel going. But losing map 1, that's tough.
Especially since I don't know how the scrims went, but you know we heard that when we were first going live, it might be a couple minutes. We'd have to fill a little bit, check out the pool because Gen.G was scrimming against United. So you would think if they're over there scrimming against United, you got some pretty damn good practice in heading into this, so they should be nice and warm. And you never know, especially what is a little bit, we've talked about it in years past for champs, especially before the Call of Duty World League, where these teams would come from Europe or APAC, they'd have different play styles and stuff. You wouldn't expect it. They would catch you off guard. I wonder if that's a little bit maybe more this year, considering that the fact that this is the first year where we've had where the Open tournament and the Pro tournament were separated, right? So I wonder if there's more of that now, because I feel like that kind of went away a little bit.
I would typically say, though, when that was a thing, it was more in your like S&Ds and like in like your CTFs, right? Like, you know, there was always like a U.S. style to playing CTF or how you were going to play Search and Destroy. Hardpoint, typically everyone is trying to play the same way, right? Like there's a team that has figured it out the best way and you're trying to mimic that. So I think Hardpoint would probably be the one game mode that wouldn't be true, but well, that's what's worried about going into Search.
I asked Cap, I asked the guys on Hot Mic kind of what, if they thought it was going to be easier or harder for amateur teams, just based on the changes this year, changes to 5v5, change with the separation of pro and amateur. And Cap, he said one thing he would hate in the past, and hell, I've said this before sometimes, it's like, even if you're making the dumb play, if you're doing it together, it can work out. And he's like, I haven't really agreed with, Cap said he hasn't really agreed with that in the past, but in this game specifically, with stim, with healing, with how important numbers are, like, you can absolutely at times make a boneheaded play or the wrong play, and it can work out for you. So he thought there was more upset potential with teams that aren't maybe as disciplined to make the right play all the time, so you would think amateur teams, but they're doing it together and it works out. So I don't know. I think that's been a big conversation amongst pros and us as commentators and analysts, just, is there going to be more upsets than usual or less with all the changes?
Yeah, maybe, but I think the one sort of good thing for Gen.G is how good they've been at Search and Destroy just all year long, right? It doesn't matter if you have, you know, Spacely in the lineup, Nagafin in the lineup. Like, this has been such a solid game mode for them. But if FUEGO are able to take this one going up 2-0 in the series, that gets a little scary. But, I mean, this is great for FUEGO. I mean, again,
I think it's already a little scary. They go down 0-2. It's really scary.
I mean, the great thing for these AM teams is there's no pressure, right? There's just absolutely zero pressure. There's a ton of games to watch if they want to learn about Gen.G. You just go back.
Especially lately, right? Like
top 2 run, top 2 Miami, watch all the VODs, and you can prep for, you know, games like this.
That's absolutely true. And, yeah, for Gen.G, you would think, you mentioned it, but coming off the boot camp, I don't know, you would expect improvements, you would expect big things, but hell, we saw lopsided efforts from the boot camps before the last event. Well, I mean, Optic come in, don't even win a map. The other three teams get top 3, so boot camps don't always benefit everybody equally. But
mentally, though, like if you're Gen.G, like you're in a different position because you've been so consistent. Like I know they aren't thinking it, but in a way, I wonder if like they're getting ahead of themselves because they've been to back-to-back finals. Like they know when they get to the bracket, they can go on a huge run. That's why pool play can be so scary at times. Is in the blink of an eye, like you know, you lose to FUEGO. Like it could happen just so quickly, where then all you know, your back's against the wall.
I have like I remember glancing at my phone, Josh, just periodically looking at the pools. Trying to keep them all in my mind. I get lost with there being 8 of them, but I'm just trying to think of the position to put them in if they were to drop.
Well, I play E6, right? Like
yeah, what's their next match? So E6, and then they have Team War 2, which is yeah, like this is one of those series like you just can't lose if you're Gen.G. I mean, getting first seed basically goes out the window for the most part. I would think it's possible, but I remember I did like an interview with Cheddar, and they were asking me, like, do you think there's going to be a lot of upsets? I'm like, no, not really. Just with how it's separated, I think the pro team should be further ahead. First map you and I cast, FUEGO is beating Gen.G. So scrap anything upset, I guess.
Yeah, round 1, though, clean for Gen.G is Havoc and Nagafin able to find all 5 kills. Now just taking their time. You see Envoy number 10 sort of working A, giving them some presence towards that side of the map. But Jax are able to find that first blood. Bomb being planted, though, into 4 versus 5 for Gen.G.
We know how difficult this site is to hold at times, even with numbers. What can they do in a bad position? Nagafin might have just got poor timing. I don't know if he actually spotted him.
Might be too late, though. It might be too late for Major Maniac to make a play. You're swimming for so long, they just go to the bomb site. Right now, it's a 2v5.
On the flank, here he comes. Not able to rip him off a bomb, but with 24 seconds remaining, Mox gonna be the lone player. 1 versus 4, now down to a 1 versus 3. Can't win the gunfight. And FUEGO get one on the board. I don't know if I don't know, Nagafin just got the worst timing ever, but it looks like he should have spotted them, or at least got it on Fog of War. But the way they played it after that, it's like they didn't expect like a 3-4 man hit. But Nagafin, I think, looked at 2 players at least pushing the back steps.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but really that play to me is just like if Major Maniac can get into a spot where he can shoot 2 players in the back as they're going in, then they have the advantage. But that just doesn't happen. They go much faster. Major Maniac is basically useless back boathouse, tries to make an individual play, but I mean, there's just so many members there.
A couple seconds difference, and who knows how it goes, but things will be tied up 1-1. Jackster will grab bomb. Nice 3-in-1 start from him, as they're going to try and take control of mid and B. Connor's POV now at the ICR up mid. He's got Hockey pushing the rock side hallway as well. Not much of a presence really towards the B site. Really, it's that number 7 in the back will be Nagafin, who seems to be spotting, and then the quick rotation you've got from Major Maniac and Envoy. I think it's Envoy now just spotted for a second. Not sure what all he saw. Connor with the first blood. Advantage once again to Fuego.
Yeah, Chester, he's going to spot another one. They're just taking their time, right? Just rotating around this bomb site, trying to find Gen.G as they rotate back around. Nagafin's able to find Harry, so 3 versus 2, but still a man advantage for Fuego as they wrap back to B. They were just trying to catch Gen.G on rotation. That's exactly what they were able to do.
Major Maniac got eyes, though. It should be a nice kill, but Connor gets one before he drops. The advantage will stay to Fuego. Major Maniac now in a 1 versus 2. 30 seconds on the clock to work with, and look how spread out Fuego is now. You got to think by the time he gets one kill, the other probably is going to be able to run away. Almost 180s, but Mad Cat able to hit the shots of the ICR from top bar. Back-to-back rounds for Fuego. Do you like the patience you're seeing out of him?
Yeah,
early?
they just, they find the first blood on the one guy top hall. They find the second kill on the player who's trying to go mid-connector. Gen.G's thinking, all right, they're not at A, you see? I think that was Mox, just gets caught out. Then they can just play their numbers advantage, and they're able to do that.
And you kind of mentioned, so how long ago did the schedule come out? Well, a schedule wouldn't even matter. I mean, the pools have been out, what, 3 weeks or so?
Yeah.
About 3 weeks. So if you are Fuego, you saw your pool 3 weeks ago, you know you're playing Gen.G. How much Search and Destroy do you have to review right now?
I feel like Hacienda, too. I feel like we've watched Gen.G a ton on this map. So obviously you can have all the preparation. You still have to execute. But, yeah, Gen.G, they're probably not going to switch much up, especially in pool play, right? They're thinking if we're going to save anything, it's going to be for the bracket as well. A very hard counter out towards that A side as Jackster's able to find 2. All of Fuego are here. They're able to catch Gen.G. Another round with man advantage.
And that is a recipe for success. They can keep that going over the course of the game.
Jackster's been
Envoy's
so
going to get caught. Jackster keeps on frying. Finally, we'll get traded out, but a nice 6-3 start for him. 3 versus 2. Favor to Fuego. Did I say flavor?
Flavor.
Major Maniac tries to even the odds, but it all falls to Nagafin. He will drop. Harry with the 2-piece to close it out. 3 rounds in a row now for Fuego.
Well, I mean, that's right. Back to the JCap conversation. You're seeing what, you get those numbers and you're just able to rotate around the map as a unit. And it's one of those things where I think there's enough veteran experience in Mad Cat and Hockey where you can get these guys on the same page, right? Like, how do we want to play? I look at the same thing with Sicario, with Tommy's team. Like, you have that experience. As long as you're on the same page, you shoot straight, you can have a good day.
And there's so many things that changed with this title that favored numbers. Like whether you talk about stim, 5v5, there's so many little things that, you have the numbers you play together. It can be difficult to stop. So far, so good, though, from Fuego.
And you see the adjustment that Gen.G has to make on their defense. They sent 2 to B, they sent 2 top halls, so that opens up the A bomb site. You had a player playing for information, but bomb's going to be planning. We're going to have a 5 versus 5. Havoc does find 1. The counter's able to find 1 on Nagafin, so 4v4.
Exactly, it's barely a first blood because it's instant traded. You don't get to enjoy that numbers advantage as Fuego has had throughout the most of it. Now maybe your chance to do it as Major Maniac pushes close. It'll be Mad Cat trying to make the play with the arcade. 7 has the extended mag available, but just not able to finish the kill. The flood comes in from Gen.G and a huge round on the board there.
Yeah, I like the switch up from Fuego, but I think the key player there is when Major Maniac has Mox watching over him on that outer fence, the player with the ICR on outer fence has to try to find 1 kill. As soon as he gets taken down, that's such a huge lane that's just gone for Fuego. And then they just sort of have to scramble. You're mantling over the fences, you're playing around the connector, Gen.G's just able to hunt you down.
And now 2-3 looking a whole lot better than 1-4. So just a huge round there for Gen.G. We'll see if they can start to get things clicking. But like you said, they can't go down 0-2, man. Especially what is the one thing we say with round robin formats? Like, you cannot get 3-0'd. Like, you get 3-0'd, you're usually screwed in a tiebreaker. So that's where I think it gets even scarier. Like, yeah, you go down 0-2, you give them the chance to bring it back, but if you do get 3-0'd, like, you just put yourself in such a bad spot. There's some sort of three-way tie at 2-1, or however it ends up playing out.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of these pools, right, where, like, all 4 teams, if FUEGO keeps up this level, it's just scary. Like, I don't know. Enigma 6 is a solid team. We know Team War's been to, 2 out of the last 3 open bracket finals. Like, it's a scary pool.
But I think, yeah, a pool that has a big chance of, like, a three-way tie, 2-1 or 1-2, like,
yeah,
you've got to get maps. You absolutely have to get maps. Big advantage, though, for Gen.G. 5 versus 3, post-plant position. Teammate able to eliminate 1 top halls. Now you've got really 1 out in water and Mad Cat, and then number 3 top halls in hockey. They just got no time to work with. 15 seconds to try and work the defuse. Maybe it's trying to find a couple of picks.
Say, Mad Cat's been going for a swim forever. Trying to find the player on the flank, but that player's gone. And so Gen.G able to tie it up behind Havoc, behind Major Maniac, both at 7 kills. And my big question mark for Gen.G is just like, what happens on like I don't know, if they make it to a bracket day, Friday, Saturday, you don't have Envoy dropping on 1.3, right? That's what we talked about with Simp, right, with the United, and we saw it in Anaheim. He has a slower event. They get 4th, right? They get knocked out Sunday morning. He brings it back. They're able to win the tournament, but it's just so hard for, a guy like Envoy. The reason it's so impressive is because he's done it so consistently.
As I say, he hasn't really had a bad event.
Right, but it's just that's hard to do all the time.
And you've had, like, superstar players that have dominated all year and had, like, that bad event at Champs. Who comes to, like last year, Gunless. Gunless was what? He was basically God all year long. He got the Champs and just had a super average event. And what happens? What, a top 12 result it was for Rise?
Top
or
16.
Top 16, whatever it was. I couldn't remember exactly what they finished, but... And he was basically inhuman every event up to that point. So it's possible, whether it's the pressure of the event or just an off weekend.
Yeah.
But no, I think I agree with you. If Envoy doesn't play well, Gen.G can't win.
Well, it's his first chance, too, right?
Yeah, it's true. Advantage to FUEGO.
Just kidding.
3 versus 3, the round count. 3 versus 3 in the round as well. Aki able to even things up at 2 versus 2. Nagathing gets away with his life for now, and now FUEGO will play from this post-plant position. Connor tagged up and able to stay up. He got the position to FUEGO. There's been so much damage really done from either team.
They're just going back. That's what we talked about with the stims, right? Just shoulder peeking, getting a couple of bullets in, stimming. Now 1 versus 1 Mox, though, able to find 1 kill. Connor trying to play his life right now. Trying to play his life. He mantles up, able to win it. Connor with a huge 1 versus 1 against Mox.
I thought he had like the worst position in the world.
Yeah, he did. When
like,
he mantled up,
that looked like such a stressful gunfight. I mean, he had got some favorable timing. Like the fact he was able to mantle without any shots getting put into him. Mox must have been glancing down, looking at a different angle.
Well,
and then I thought he was going to slide away.
He was waiting for it, right? Like, it felt like Mox was just waiting for him to mantle up. But yeah, I thought Connor was just going to run around the corner and play time.
Well, as soon as he mantled up and saw him, I thought then he'd slide away too. Just use the wall. All you do is survive for like 5 seconds there, and there's nothing he could do. The fact he took the gunfight, probably not the smartest play, but then he was able to win it. So I thought for sure he was just going to dip out of there as soon as he spotted him. Oh my God! But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You win the one-on-one and put the advantage back to FUEGO. Ooh, nice little wall bang there from Mox, who rebounds from his death in the last round.
He's able to find Mad Cat. That opens things up for Havoc, who's just playing around this bottom bar with the Sog. Gonna spot Harry. Nice tags onto him. 5 versus 3. A tough spot for FUEGO.
Oh, this is really gonna be their last effort. Try and all like funnel through back steps and a rock. Here comes the push. Trade goes effectively to Gen.G. Everybody drops for FUEGO in another round. To Gen.G, who even the odds at 4-4. And a reminder, if you're just joining us, FUEGO won the map 1. Somehow they come up with a big upset over one of the top teams in the world.
Seaside too, right? Like if you're Gen.G, you're probably so happy. It's probably your map pick. You're excited to play Seaside. You have one of, if not the best Sog duo in the world.
Yeah, I mean, my eyes would have lit up when I saw that.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they lit up a little bit too much.
Yeah. You know that map 1 was Gen.G's picked. I mean, obviously they've got the top seed in this particular series. Probably are pretty happy to see this search picked as well.
Okay, Gen.G's here. It's a 5 versus 5 at this site. Havoc, he's going to pop up behind the bomb. Nagafin as well. FUEGO plays right into the trap with Gen.G. This is going to be a clean round as the ICR duo find the final 3 kills.
Yeah, they made that one look easy. Nice counter to the offensive push out of FUEGO. We'll now see the play from Nagafin's POV as he ended up, what, 2 or 3 in the round. Just easy pickings. They're all trying to get the angle on. I say easy pickings. He actually hit down to 10 in that gunfight. So not quite as, that one's a little easier. Hell, he loses that first gunfight. Maybe things get a little bit messier, but nice shots to take it. Now can FUEGO get us to around 11? Didn't Shaxter start out like 7-3?
Yeah, he was 7-3, so he's died 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, he was 6-3 or 7-3, one of those two.
And you would love to take advantage of this if you are FUEGO, because like Envoy's 2-8. Like, take advantage of this when he's not going off, not having that crazy map. But Havoc is Havoc.
Yeah, he's having one hell of a game. Plant's going to be in. Oh, the nade comes through, hits Nagafin within an inch of his life, but he's able to stay up. Now it's 100 off streaks, but the streaks likely not going to matter. 5 versus 3 for Gen.G, looking to even up the series at 1 apiece. FUEGO, a lot of work to do. 1 slides in. Lightning strike is earned. And they're just going to fly on forward. Nagafin can't take the final gunfight. Hockey and Madcat do make it a 2 versus 3. From the flank is in. There's only 20 seconds remaining. Both players drop, and Gen.G answer back with a big search win. And, you know, they were in trouble early. What was it? 3-1 lead for FUEGO early. So not the easiest of maps. They start to click and start to get rolling. Havoc has a monster map.
Yeah, you think the 3-1 lead plus the 1v1 round win, like that could have been a big win for FUEGO. You know, going up 2-0 in the series, but this is why Gen.G has been so consistent all year long, right? Their search and destroy has always been on point, and you see why. There's just so many people who, you know, are big factors for this team in S&D. They can all make plays, having a great map. You know, Nagafin as well. So, yeah, a big bounce back for Gen.G.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, they've just been really kind of solid in all game modes. They've been good in search, but really just all around one of the best teams in the game. But there, they even it up 1-1. We've got Control coming up next. Gen.G versus FUEGO. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the CWL Championship. It's our first match of the day here on Bravo. Gen.G, FUEGO tied up 1-1. Havoc's POV to kick off the Control.
Another map you think for Gen.G they're happy with. We've seen them play Arsenal Control a lot this year. Well, through the opener, they're able to find 4 kills, get on to Zone A. So now, what is the decision for FUEGO? You can see that a couple of players trying to go cannon side, 1 guy in vent, and 2 players trying to work that flank. Maybe trying to retake this as Harry almost gets caught.
And this is interesting too, because we talked about the fact that this is kind of the first time the amateur teams have been playing the pro teams this year with the change of format. But historically, they've obviously played them a lot in hardpoint, a lot in search, but Control being the new mode this year, this is really the first time we've ever seen them play.
This is the one mode I think like AMs are going to struggle with the most this week.
That was kind of going to be my question to you, because it's got to be, right?
Yeah, and you can see it right now. Just like the transition from A to B for Gen.G has been flawless. They're already on the B zone.
Yeah. You said like hardpoint, like they've played hardpoint for years. Like, you kind of know how to play it. Search is search. But Control, like they've never this entire year played a competition like at this level.
Well, and that was like the one thing when we started watching 100 Thieves, like the way they just transitioned on offenses, the way they were setting things up, it was just impressive to watch, right? Like we were just like, this makes so much sense, but other teams haven't figured it out. And I don't think you sort of get that unless you're playing these best teams in the world. And now Gen.G is sort of in that equation as well, you know, when it comes to Control. So yeah, I think you give a massive advantage in Control to pro teams.
I would love to. We should hit up JP after the first 2 days. Hit him up after the first 2 days and just ask, like, from a win percentage standpoint, if Control was the lowest. I wonder if it'd be like by a significant margin, like the lowest win percentage for the M teams.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously play it once compared to maybe twice in the series too, but that might be something I want to look at, because I think I agree with you. Like, it should be the hardest threat. FUEGO still playing them tough, but Gen.G on the point. Only really one person there, but the problem for Basically, you've got Envoy all the way up towards your spawn. So they're going to try and rally back. They're not going to be able to win it here because you've only got one person really moving the time. But Mox is able to win a massive one-on-one.
Still alive,
get away with his life, survive until the reinforcements get there. Now the tidal wave comes in. That is Gen.G. They don't trade out in the corner, though, and Chaxter and Hockey are able to get 3. Chaxter then rips Nagafin off the block. So suddenly, yeah, you only need 1 point if you're Gen.G. And yes, you have 60 seconds to work with, but it's a 7v6. This is the final push.
You can play around kills for a little bit if you are Gen.G. You have to make sure nobody gets taken down. You see 4 versus 9. That's Connor able to take that 1v1 against Havoc. But you're waiting on Envoy right now. Can he make the play? He's going on a big flank. He's able to gun Mad Cat.
That was hard to read, right?
I was like, what is that? He's able to win that now, 4 versus 3.
No one had eyes on the flank at all, like
No.
towards lobby or the full flank towards back steps. No one was watching it whatsoever, and now it's just Harry left by his lonesome. 1 versus 3. The biggest moment of his career. Can he clutch up? Snaps pretty well, but Havoc at range with the SOG. Able to win it, really. That free kill for Envoy, I think, through lobby is what disrupts it. I mean, I thought they were going to win it. When Mox stayed alive as long as he did, like, basically he dies right as the reinforcements all got there. I thought they were good, but this is the play where Chaxter is able to stay alive at the edge. Hockey's able to get 2. He gets hit down to 58, but he gets help from his teammates, then peeks and just rips Nagafin off the block.
Yeah, I thought, too, because, Havoc goes down middle of the map, and I just figured they would think someone's flanking through artillery, right? Like, Envoy's been doing it this entire game, so... Yeah, Mad Cat, if he wins that 1 versus 1, he probably has the advantage. He has an AR out, maybe just not looking at it, but yeah, he gets cut down. And yeah, for some reason, this blue is tough to see sometimes in the kill field.
Yeah, no, it is. Especially if, like, yeah, whatever the backdrop is of it is like a dark gray or something. Mad Cat trying to do some damage pillar to pillar.
Yeah, him and Harry need to try to stay up right now, right? You're the only players who are in position to give them some mid-map presence. We know how it is. If you get pushed out of this middle area, how tough it is to get back into it, to get through that sliding door. They're trying to hold on. Now it's just all on a Connor, but he gets taken down, and here comes the trap that could be set up for Gen.G. You look at the position of Envoy, how far he has pushed up. He's pushing them into artillery, and they're set up for it.
What do you think would be, if we're right, and Control's gonna be the really tough one for the amateur teams, I feel like Arsenal's like the last thing I'd want to play. Like, I don't know, what would make it easier or something? Maybe something crazy like a frequency or probably is. Everything else is pretty disciplined, right?
Gridlock and Arsenal are so tough to win offenses. Like, it's just so difficult to do. Yeah, it's terrifying. You know, the higher seed could always have 3 defenses. It's
keep an eye on how it plays out, but now with only 19 seconds on the clock, FUEGO have got to get a point to extend it. Envoy is able to knock 1 player out of the objective with a nice cluster. Harry really the lone man that can get in, not going to be able to do it. Now there's one final push, and Mox getting close to streaks. They're lining up in front of him. Needs to try and play his life to keep this streak hunt alive and well. And he's able to do that. That's a clean defensive round there.
I was going to say, after that first initial push, while we always say it's so important for the offensive team to at least trade or, you know, win it off the start is what we just saw. Because for the minute afterwards, you just can't get in. It is so tough to get in versus a top team.
Well, I think talking about Control being harder, I think the offensive side, yes, is going to be, really, really hard for these teams.
Just do you have the teamwork to get out of these traps that Gen.G is going to set up, 100 Thieves is going to set up, E United's going to set up? Like, it's going to be tough to do. And I would say one big point for Gen.G to see Nagafin 12-5. If they're going to get back to a grand final, he has to be a focal point. Because I think the reason that, you know, people are so scared for Gen.G, for teams like United, because you have these players that at times can be so inconsistent.
And I don't know if it makes sense, but I think some of Nagafin's best events have been champs. Yeah, like you would think sometimes that an inconsistent player or a guy that maybe struggles with confidence at times, champs wouldn't be where it would click, but just based on the results he's gotten at, what, 2-3 champs events. What does he have?
A runner-up,
second and third. That's back with what, TR and AW
and then Elevate Black Ops 3. So back-to-back he did that.
People perform better at champs, man.
But I would say typically, though, too, like you asked JCap how he gets back to those finals on Hot Mic. The teams that Nagafin was a part of have always been systematically, like, very sound. Consistent. right? We didn't know about TR at the time. Like, that was a huge, like,
What the
holy
hell,
crap
CWL.
for these guys. But after that, we saw how they played, and it was the correct way. Just feels like Nagafin teams, they have great teamwork. You look at Elevate, what they were able to do in Black Ops 3 consistently. He's always on a very fundamental team, and Gen.G is the same way.
It's still crazy we used to have champs in like March.
Yeah. Yeah, how do we play this game?
Oh, Gen.G going over the jugular, trying to close out this control as quickly as they can. 3 life advantage, already up 2-0 within this game. Major Maniac going to string together 2 nice kills as the next push comes in from FUEGO, but Gen.G, a massive presence in and around the objective. Havoc going to use the grab slam. Nagafin, unfortunately, with a team kill, but the Tempest is able to connect, and that's likely going to be the game. Nagafin connects on another nice shot. The 17-8 performance from Nagafin. Gen.G take the control comfortably 3-0, and suddenly all the fears created by the Game 1 loss for Gen.G seem to be kind of a distant memory as they take a 2-1 control of the series.
Yeah, I think if you look at this map, you look at map 1, if FUEGO's able to take it, right? I mean, it was such a strong start for Gen.G. We thought it was going to be a very fast offensive round. You know, FUEGO able to get right back into it, but Gen.G still clutch it out. If they're able to win that, maybe they get some confidence. You know, you go into a round 3 where it's tied 1-1 a little bit different.
Well, the one good thing, I guess, for FUEGO is obviously we start with the Game 1 hardpoint, which is the pick of Gen.G. So now we'll get to FUEGO's hardpoint. They were already able to take Gen.G's hardpoint off them, so maybe you have a chance to come in here and push this to a Game 5 through 2 hardpoints. I think it's going to be very difficult to take 2 hardpoints off a team like Gen.G, but that's how you're going to have to do it.
It's just tough, too, because I think right at this point, you're 3 maps in. I think Gen.G's here now, right? Like, they're what we talk about, sort of those tournament vibes, like gameplay has to be on point. I think that's what you just saw on that Game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. If you got the slow start, well, they still almost won that game. They very well could have won that game. It comes down to the final moments, really, that hard point in the Game 1. But yes, Gen.G now seems to be alive and well. You expect them to close this out in Game 4, and that's what you expected kind of for this series. Well, I guess most probably would have thought of 3-0, but chance to do it. But it's still, have you seen enough from FUEGO? Even if this ends here in the Game 4, they might be able to make this pool interesting, at least maybe with the matchup.
Better than I expected, right? I thought, you know, if it was going to come down to a third team, it was going to be Team War. But, I mean, who knows what FUEGO can do? You know, you look at that matchup between FUEGO and Team War. They probably practice against each other quite a lot, teams that know each other. And then Enigma 6, I think Enigma 6 is another team like Reciprocity where they always make tournaments hard on themselves. Like a lot of Game 5s typically when they go on runs. So who knows what will happen with them.
All right, well, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And honestly, the one thing I want to check out, that's going to be the hardest thing we're over here on Bravos. I just have no idea how the other matches are going.
So I know Elevate and
you got
Celtic were 1-1. Yeah, JP's got the like quad split right there.
Where?
Right here, like right behind you. Yeah, like literally, he's got a quad split.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I would just rip my headset out.
I don't think there was any other like.
Can I see underneath this?
Yeah, there you go. See JP just sitting right there? Yeah, that's your guy. He's got all 4. But, yeah, I think Celtic and Elevate were 1-1. What we expected, that was going to be a very close one. It was like 250 to 160 to Celtic Game 1 and then a 6-0 to Elevate in Game 2. So that one back and forth.
Well, that series that's probably the one that I was the most interested in when you talk about your first round of matchups. Because
I mean, that's a 17 versus 16 seed. So, like, that's what we knew was going to be a close match.
Celtic were probably the biggest, I don't want to say lock, but biggest chance to make it into top 2. What was it? Was it last year or the year before they had, like, I think it was the year before. Was it IW? Well, I know the one tournament's had like 6 or 7 of the amateur teams like get into the actual bracket play. It was absurd.
Last year there was like 4 or 5.
I think it might have been IW or was it a ton. They all kind of mixed together at this point, but I'm trying to think. I wonder what year we had the most. I remember one was like 6 or 7 teams, and it was insane.
It might have been IW, because I remember that's like when EG got knocked out.
I feel like it was IW, but
there was like the crazy tiebreaker with the Australians, like Mindfreak Black down in the bracket.
Oh, yeah. That was wild. Map 4. See if FUEGO can take 2 hard points and get this to a 5th map. Look great in the seaside. Mox, though, lining him up. Easy 2 for him at top. Halls 4 are going to drop for FUEGO, and into the hard point goes Mox. Unfortunately, he's going to get caught almost instantly as we hop into Codcaster and change some settings.
Change some settings. It's fine. Not missing much is Gen.G just trying to get set up at this Fountain Hill.
I can't believe that I used to observe and commentate. That was hard, man.
At the same time.
I did that for years. Seriously,
Just staring at the mini-map and talk to you.
Just
Where am I going to go next?
It's wild to think about how long we did that. Like, it's already hard enough to follow Call of Duty. Sometimes it's so fast-paced.
What, IW was the first year, right?
That we switched? Yeah, I believe so.
Did you guys do it for Black Ops 3?
Yeah, I drove for Black Ops 3. It was IW, it switched.
Yeah, because that's when we started the LAN League, and that's where like we need an observer. Like, let's start this.
Yes. Thank God that happened. I remember when we were first considering doing it, they had to like justify the budget too. Because you need like an extra station, you need, to pay for observers.
Yeah,
I had to put together this document, like basically detailing why it should happen. And I remember just wrote at the top when I sent an email, because I forgot what I wrote that out. I'm like, why do I need to justify this?
Yeah.
Give me a damn observer so I don't have to do this. And we finally did. It was the greatest thing in my life. But back to the action. Early, it is close, which is kind of the story of the game one. Connor working towards streaks, 40 off, but will get picked. That was 3 kills, really in a flurry there from him. But despite the fact he doesn't get streaks, his teammates able to hold, make sure that they secure the final 15 or so seconds.
Yeah, that's tough to do, right? To control Garage from that front side, especially on rotation. They were able to do it for most of that. So now out to a 25-point lead after the second hill. So we had defenses, Gen.G are here. They push through that well side. But Harry's able to find an opener with the ICR, and that's going to allow Hockey to get picked up. I mean, Hockey is another guy. I mean, what, he got top 4 at Black Ops 3. He's got a lot of champs experience.
Fabi, right?
Yeah, Fabi. I was like,
85 points now off streaks. His biggest adversary might be Ammo. He's only got 14 bullets left. Now down to 7. Really just needs to get some shots in on somebody and hope they're able to finish the kill. Or find some ammo, or just punch somebody. Yeah, I think it just dawned on him. He's got no ammo to work with. There's another gun. He doesn't actually pick it up, but he's able to slide away. Punch him, and the mine works out. He's able to get the streak with the melee from behind, and he finds a song. The Hellstorm might be there as well, but not quite able to do it. Hell, you'll take the lightning given the circumstances there. The fact he's able to get the one-hit melee in the back works out brilliantly.
But another early setup, though, too, from Gen.G, and they were broken early on from FUEGO. So back-to-back kills, that's why it's a 40-point lead. Now you have Chaxter and Hockey pushed up towards this rock side. They have control. That's 3 down as Chaxter's able to find his second. Plus, you have that lightning. If you want to use it, give themselves a solid lead.
On in goes Gen.G as they slide through. They're able to take 3 with them, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Still, members here from FUEGO, they're able to hold. Lead now over 50 points. A nice cluster from him.
Wow, hits it all the way in the water.
What in the hell was that? Harry, though, able to connect on a frag of his own. So you've still got members there from FUEGO. Chaxter used the grapple to get right back into the mix. And it's a good example of how great the grapple can be, just to give you numbers in a hurry. TAC 5 now in as well. 2 members drop, even with the TAC 5. You still have the lightning available on Hockey, and the lead just builds and builds. Is there anything specific you've seen why FUEGO has been able to match up so nicely in hardpoint against a team like Gen.G?
Well, I will say that, you look at Hills 2 and 3, there was early setups for Gen.G, and you just had to be able to lock those down, right? Like, you're rotating, you're giving up scrap time, lock down the hill. I mean, you have to rotate and win those initial gunfights, and they weren't able to do that, and that's why FUEGO has this lead. Then you look at that rock kill, and it just felt like the trades were never there for Gen.G. It was a nice hold for FUEGO, and now you still have the lightning from Hockey if he wants to use it, and top halls right now going the way of FUEGO. It's all blue in the kill feed.
So I got some information from our producer. He said last year it was actually 6, so 6 AM team last year. Maybe that's what I was thinking of then.
Yeah,
last
year
one year
nuts.
had a ton.
Last year was nuts.
That's wild when you think about it. 16 teams get through and 6 were amateur teams. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's what Optic didn't get through. Echo Fox didn't get through.
It's hard to imagine there being that many this year, but we'll see. Let's see if Gen.G can muster up something now as we get over to our second garage hardpoint. They're going to be there early once again. This time, can they hold the opening moment? So far, so good.
Yeah, the lightning now.
trophy out from Nagafen. The Lightning is going to be used to try and get the breakthrough. That's going to funnel everybody in towards the back lobby. It's going to make Havoc use his grab slam, and it's going to be an efficient one at that. Picks up 2. Now it's Hockey trying to do damage with his War Machine. Gets a kill. I think does some damage to the player tucked away in the corner. That's going to be Mox, who's able to stay up. Will get traded out almost immediately. Jackster with this grab slam. I thought he was going to get traded out, but some nice help from the ICR and Mad Cat over the top, and immediately he pushes out towards Rock. Takes the pressure off of Harry in the hard point with the ICR.
I thought he was going to use a grab there fine too, because he was 400 off a streak, saving it for a better time. But I thought he was going to try to play for streaks there. So, you know, FUEGO, they use the Lightning, they use a War Machine, they at least split that hill. They don't give, you know, too much time to Gen.G. So they hold on to a lead. There's a Vision Pulse out right now from Connor. So Connor's going to use the Vision Pulse. A big power play right now for FUEGO. Can they take advantage of it, give themselves a big lead? No.
Well,
that one does not work.
You need to hit your shots in order to take advantage of it, and they're not able to do it. But we'll hop into Connor's POV. He's trying to hold the back fence. He's got a War Machine soaring at him, but he's able to dodge the grenades. His teammates also pick up 3. Nice job early from FUEGO, but you're getting a close spawn from Gen.G. They still have a chance to try and get in. Where's the next spawn going to come out? That's going to come out well side. So this has been a brilliant hold again from FUEGO. Lead nearly up to 100. Mad Cat shooting lasers right now out of his ICR. His RK7 as well re-challenges and almost finds 4 in a row in a wacky and wild sequence, but finally drops with the damage done at fences by FUEGO.
I mean, FUEGO has been FUEGO at fences. They have been so good at that hill. 2 rotations in a row. Now nearing a 100-point lead. Could be going to our first game 5 of the tournament. Gen.G. I don't think they expected this. I don't think we expected this. I mean, you just look at the top right. Everybody contributing right now from FUEGO. As Harry, he's going to find 2 more kills. Chaster's going to pick up the last one in Envoy.
And you got to feel good about that, because a lot of times I feel like when we see amateur teams, you have that one guy that kind of excels, that one sort of hard carry, the best player. It's pretty obvious when you see him, but yeah, I mean, right now, at least across the board, it is very much a team effort, but the 3-piece from Nagafen does come in. Maybe a lightning spark to get something going for Gen.G. He's got a good chance to get some streaks now as well as he's 200 off. That's the shot he needed to hit. That's going to chain together. That's going to be full streaks. So don't count them out quite yet. They almost made the run and the comeback on Seaside. Obviously a little bit more difficult to do on a map like Hacienda, but don't cut them out yet.
Well, in these matches, it's always just, it feels like the hardest part is like closing them out, right? Just like finding those final 40 seconds, because the enemy team, the other team, they know they have to play at like a perfect level, and that pressure, the communication is there. It's always so hard to close out these teams.
And I feel like when you're a Gen.G playing against the FUEGO, you always feel like you're able to bring it back. Like you know there's a switch your team can hit. You've been in back-to-back grand finals. You know you can turn it on. At least at this point, if Gen.G lose the series, they got 2 map wins. I mean, they're probably not going to lose the series. But at least if they do, they avoided getting 3-0. Nice shots from Mad Cat yet again. Doesn't quite finish off the final kill. He's got his Tempest ready to go as well. The deficit has been chipped away, now down to just over 60 points. It's Hockey that's very close to streaks, 125 off, maybe something to combat with Nagafen during just a couple moments ago.
Yeah, they're able to win rotation, a couple of key gunfights. Nagafen's going to have to use the Hellstorm. Hockey's going to run into his own nade. Can he stay alive? Stay away from these streaks. Able to do so.
What just happened there? I didn't even think he was that close to the car.
I think it was the one in front of him on the stairs.
I have no idea, but he was shouldering the doorway.
All right, well, he blew up, so no streaks.
Okay, that could end up being a costly death. They've still got a massive lead.
I think the Hellstorm blew that vehicle up, though. This thing right there behind him.
I don't think I've ever even seen that before.
Well, you still have Chaxter with the grab slam if they want to get back in.
Is that what it was? There's no way with the Lambo.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay, well, interesting death there to a vehicle. We'll see if FUEGO can still hold on, though. 18 more points needed for them. Gen.G trying to make a late flurry. Still the lightning strike available on Nagafen, and Nagafen's found 4 in a row yet again. They've got the final time. They've got the rotation.
Go at this time. They've done it like 2 lives in a row. You could have been perfectly rotated defenses. Instead, FUEGO went for the final 20 seconds. And now this is such a tough position because you have the lightning strike. You're set up if you're Gen.G. Can FUEGO break?
And you get Nagafen set up in the back. He's just going to hold, but a hit coming in from the opposite end of things. 2 are going to drop for Gen.G. As they look to eclipse the 200-point mark. Major Maniac goes huge, though. Major Maniac, what a finesse from him. Finally going to drop, but is he buying enough time for his teammates to get back into the mix? It looks like he does just that. A nice cluster in from Envoy as well. And now Mad Cat going to throw the Tempest into the party.
You have Tempest War Machine right now. Couple of fake hitters. He's able to connect on the one. That's 4 dead. The last player's alive inside a shed. Gen.G has to go. They're all spawning out towards well. Probably not where you want to spawn. Running into a Tempest, running into a War Machine. 5 more seconds needed for us to go to a game number 5 between FUEGO and Gen.G. They're trying to just go on in. A lightning's called. Chaster with the grab slam. Here we go, Clint.
Game 5 for our first match of champs.
Hey, maybe that's a good foreshadowing for us. Maybe that's a good thing.
We love ourselves a good game 5. I'm doing my game 5 dance, Joe.
That's your game 5 dance?
This is my game 5 dance. Yes. No, I'm excited, baby. It's champs. And I'm feeling alive. This is, well, a much better series than I expected. FUEGO come out. I see Rami in league. Rami, you didn't like our dance, Rami? You didn't even see our dance?
It's just funny because, like, usually we never see people.
That was my game 5 dance, Rami.
But the entire production is in front of us.
Yeah.
Like literally the entire group stage production is in front of us. So there's like
so when I'm acting
30
like an idiot,
people.
they all see it. Hello, everyone. All right.
I don't know. They're looking at screens. Just now.
Yeah, no one's looking at me. Game 5 up next. FUEGO, Gen.G. It's a damn battle. We'll be right back. Here we go, Joe. Game 5. FUEGO, Gen.G. What an upset this could be, and what a shift within this pool. It could be. This is
that
not,
all you had to say, Clint?
This is not what I expected to kick off, champs.
No, but it always happens, doesn't it? Then to round 1, 5 versus 5. The retake coming through for Gen.G. It's all gold in the kill feed as Major Maniac able to find his 3rd kill, one of them being on, well, his 4th kill, one of them being on his teammate, but a nice retake from Gen.G.
And one of the big things to remember if you're a fan at home with how our veto system works, with Gen.G being the top seed, this will be their search and destroy. So this is their pick.
And I think too, like, I just look at this map set, even Hacienda, Seaside, the maps they lost in Hardpoint, I don't know if there was one bad map for Gen.G in this series. I feel like I've seen them play Gridlock a good amount too. So a very strong map pool for Gen.G, but here we are in game 5.
Well, I'd like to talk to them after, if you or I can pull aside one of the players from Gen.G to ask what went wrong in Hardpoint. If they felt it was them playing poorly, or if maybe they got some different looks on breaks that they weren't expecting. Because you gotta think, when you're playing the pro league, playing pro teams all the time, like let's say you're set up early at Garage on Hacienda, you have an expectations of where spawns are going to come and how the break's going to come through. Maybe they're seeing some different looks, which you wouldn't think would be the case that much, but maybe. I don't know.
Well, I think what Major Maniac was double negative for most of that game 4. Envoy still hasn't hit Envoy levels in Hardpoint. Sort of what we talked about. Like if it
could be as simple as that.
Yeah, if it happened, you have a couple of players just playing off in a respawn mode.
Mad Cat POV with the snipe. A little bit of flinch there, keeps the Gen.G member alive.
Flying, didn't he? But Connor's there. It's a bit of a trap setup here at this B site, and we've seen this throughout this year. As Connor stays confident through that nade, and he's able to win the one-on-one. I mean, he has the ICR, but that's a clean round.
I think the challenge comes in from Havoc, because like, hey, I hit him with the frag grenade. He's weak, but he's got flak jacket. He has an ICR. He's able to beam him. The trap pays off, and we'll see it once again from Connor.
That's a freebie. The nade comes in. He gets hit down to what? 108. Yeah, Havoc's just thinking, I got this, but no, you don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's hit down to 40 or 50. He probably has it, but he's still in a good spot. He would have been basically perfect with the SOG there to get the kill. So things will even up. Let's see on offense what FUEGO off to do. It looks like they're going to make this B push. Typically, it's the lone man Nagafin that plays from that side. We've seen him be spectacular or get caught a lot from this position when you and I have casted him.
Yeah, but he hits the EMP, so that gives them the information they need. You see what the gold arrows immediately do. Look at the map position of Havoc and Envoy right now, setting up the trap. I mean, look at where Havoc is. He's already on the flank, able to find 1 kill. Is immediately traded, and somehow Gen.G, 3 of their members go down. Another player on the flank, but it's Envoy. Envoy probably has a SOG. He does, so he's not able to find any kills.
That looks, if you looked at the minimap there,
I thought it was done.
It looked perfect for Gen.G. But even the flank, like it felt like Havoc and Envoy were a little off pace. Like Havoc went through what, post, and Envoy went the whole way around.
Havoc got a kill and then kept challenging. I thought he was just going to back
kill
away.
And back it up, yeah. How many times do we talk about that? Like, get the kill and stay up, man. Play the numbers.
Cluster over the top, doesn't connect.
And then the teammates on the front, though, with what Major Maniac and Nagafin didn't find anything.
You're dead.
Mox left alone. They fly on in. Nice challenge there. And Fuego, 2 in a row. Remember, they started out, what, 3-1 advantage in the game 2 before Gen.G really got things clicking. So pretty familiar territory, at least within this best of 5. Joe, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what has happened in the past hour, but like, I'm ready.
Ready.
It's champs time.
It's
like,
champs time,
it's, sometimes like, it doesn't kick into me that it's champs until I get commentating. Yeah. But like I got here and I'm like, you know, it just doesn't feel like champs yet. Now it feels like champs.
Yeah,
we got a game 5 to start.
Between Fuego and Gen.G, right? Like just not expecting it.
Yep.
But I will say the one round that worked out so well for Gen.G was the 5v5 retake towards A. I expected them to go right back to it. So if you can play these situations with even numbers, you would give them the advantage, but Hockey's able to find that first blood. Mox is there to trade, but you think this is where they would thrive.
Oh, so many hit markers for Major Maniac, but most of the damage through the wall.
What is this time?
Yeah, he just slipped through. Nobody expected that. Jackster going to get taken down. 2 versus 2 now. 25 seconds on the clock. Connor working on some streaks as well, Joe.
Spot Nagafin. Now it's a 1 versus 2, so the numbers thrown away. All up to Envoy. We talked about Envoy having to be so big for this team. Can he clutch the 1v2? Able to find the first? Does the player get off the defuse? He does. He reads it perfectly. A great 1v2 from Envoy.
And that's where you needed the superstar to come up big, and he's able to do just that. Brings it even at 2-2. What a lovely clutch that was. Gets a fortunate timing, I think, when he challenges out from Towels, and then from there plays the 1v1 perfectly. I wonder if the player just held onto the bomb if he would have had it. I don't know how close he was when he took the first challenge.
Well, it's almost at that point, right? Like 8, 9, 10 seconds, you're just sort of like, I have to just stick it, right?
To, like, unless he got the kill within, what, 1 or 2 seconds, like he can't get back on it. Did he hop it, or was he just near the bomb? I looked at the minimap and saw he was near. I don't know if he hopped it. Yeah, I'd have to see that again. But if he never even hopped on it, then this conversation's mute. Fuego back to offense, so it looks like a heavy A hit. You've got 3 players there, and it's pretty aggressive. It's aggressive from Havoc. He's going to get caught. Early numbers for Fuego.
Tell you what, we talk a lot about, you know, these ruined SOGs and how important they are. Jackster has been great this entire series with this SOG in his hands, and a clean round for Fuego. The pressure is building up for Gen.G.
So we've had it what have been the biggest, let's think through this. What have been the biggest startling, as far as teams go, that didn't get into bracket play should have? So Optic last year, obviously. The year before that, what was the year before that? Was there anyone massive that didn't get in? Because usually when we talk about it, it's like a 1 versus 2 flop or something like that.
Typically the top 8 teams, I think, have always gotten in.
Yeah, there's nothing close to Optic.
No.
Ever.
I don't think ever.
Yeah.
I thought Gen.G was going to get through, but I thought they were going to get through second, and that can still happen. But I thought they were going to slip in pools.
Okay. Just because of their
I just think like mentally, recently. Right, like back-to-back second places, like I don't know. Just think you expect to get back there.
Get a little complacent.
Yep.
Nagafin with the plant. 5v5 post plant position now for Gen.G as the flood of Fuego starts to come in. And they've sent no one through mid-map. There's no one coming in through hole in the wall. This is going to be brute force push through the front. Nagafin gets the plant. He also gets the opening 2 picks. What a lovely round that is from Nagafin. Finally, he's going to drop, but gives them the numbers in a 3 versus 2. Nagafin does everything for Gen.G early. Now 1 player left. Major Maniac makes the play. Him and Naga combined for 4. But I imagine the play of the game is going to be Nagafin right after that plant just gun in 2.
Yeah, what is he behind tree at the no? So it does go to Major Maniac. Final play. Yeah, okay. I think he was watching the cross was Nagafin from either the corner or from tree, and those players were just trying to get in between these mirrors. And that's what Nagafin's like. Thank you for the kills.
Yeah, I thought it. Isn't the best play typically go to most points? I thought it'd be with the plant, the 2 kills. That was gonna be Naga. I thought that's how it worked, or maybe not.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know.
I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe Major Maniac
sometimes
a couple
it just doesn't matter.
3-3.
Game does what it wants.
Yeah, right.
They go right back to this aggressive A on defense where they were caught out last round.
I mean,
This
Havoc
time,
gets
though.
that same position.
Yeah, right into that corner. Yes, Brycey. Game 5, 3-3.
Yes, Bryce! Bryce, you want to say anything to the viewers on Bravo, Bryce?
It's all shocks here at the World Championship.
What happened on your stream? They won 3-1 though? United won? Okay. Yeah, this is, I did not expect this to go the distance, Bryce. We got Bryce Anton here, now the biggest FUEGO fans in the building.
Probably are, yeah.
Harry pushing into top broken with Jackster. They've got complete broken control.
We
they
talked
have
about
it versus a
Nagafin on
5v4.
this site sometimes, getting first blooded. It happens again. Then Harry finds his second, picks up that Maddox. Now it's a 5v2. This should be done for FUEGO.
It's one of the most important positions on this map on defense. That guy that plays alone on B. You get caught, you typically throw away the round. They're going to opt to just rotate this out, play it safe. It'll be on Havoc and Major Maniac to try and clutch for Gen.G. Do they find a fortunate timing where they can get a pick? I think Major Maniac was just spotted. I thought maybe he was going to catch one.
Trying to wait for Havoc, but Havoc goes through the middle of the map. Just going to be a little bit late. Now he's in a tough spot with the Stog. FUEGO, 2 rounds away.
We've missed you, Mad Cat. We've missed you, buddy. He's found some young European players to match up aside him in hockey. Jackster with the plan, with the play. Similar to what we saw Nagafin do from the Gen.G into things in the previous round.
Dude, Jackster has been so good this match.
Yeah, he really has. But remember, in the game too, he started out, what, 7-3, and then had 5 deaths in a row, which really cost him. So 5-4 right now. Can he keep it going?
Major Maniac on the other side, already up to 10-5.
Who was it that really carried the load game 2? Was Havoc, right?
That Havoc, yeah.
Nice shots from Major Maniac to weaken up 1 at tree. It's a 4 versus 4. Should be a bloodbath here momentarily. Sorry, 5 versus 4. Numbers to Gen.G, but Connor's able to get the first pick. That is a huge one. And now Mad Cat rotates across to get involved in the action as well. I thought Gen.G were going to consider backing up out of this, but Havoc at least able to even the odds.
Jackster gets caught, Harry gets caught, the man advantage thrown away now. Havoc trying to get in between these mirrors. We know how important this position is, but Connor now with his 4th kill in his row. Hockey takes off his face. 2 versus 2. Connor with a team kill, but there's a cluster and Mad Cat with the RK7.
One more round, and FUEGO get the upset over a team. I know we've mentioned this a couple times, but Gen.G have the highest average placement this year at Majors of every single team in the world. You could argue they've been the most consistent team. They've got back-to-back top 2 finishes. Hell, they maybe should have walked out of the last tournament as champions, and now a round away from getting upset here to kick off their champs run. Not what you expected.
No, it is not.
Last time FUEGO got the first pick and were able to bully their way through.
This aggression is here again. Nagafin's going to get aggressive on the flank, though. They're going to try to wait for him. We haven't seen anyone go through the flank when they've gone towards this A site. The trap set up.
Can they buy time? He's almost there. That number 6 in the mid-map, he's almost there. They haven't turned yet. He should find an opening. Nobody's looking. There's going to be the first pick. Not going to be able to get through and get away with his life. Flawless play, but now with 3 versus 3. Gen.G have to clutch up. 3v2. 1v1. It comes out of Nagafin and Harry. It's on Naga to make a play. Harry stops and beams him inside town.
Oh my Harry!
FUEGO get the map 5 win and the upset over Gen.G. What was that snap?
Oh my gosh!
What was that snap? What a round from Harry.
He gets 3.
Look at this snap on the Naga. Are you kidding?
Oh!
I think Naga got first bullet in, didn't hit him again.
Wow. Holy smokes. Welcome to champs. Wow.
What the hell just happened?
Gen.G lost to FUEGO, the 31st seed.
Mad Cat, welcome back, buddy. We've missed you.
Wow.
What a win from FUEGO. Now Gen.G, yeah, they're probably looking at coming out second. I mean, they've got a chance to make a run here depending on tiebreakers and how it goes down. Fortunate for them, we talked about it through the course of the series. It's huge they at least got 2 maps. You know how important getting maps are. Yes, losing is a bit of an embarrassing result for Gen.G, but
so
at least you got 2 maps.
got 3'd. So, yeah, E6 with a strong start. Gen.G did not go 3-0.
No.
They lost.
Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of. Let's just take that graphic away. We'll see it later. We'll get that updated.
Coming
Sorry
back.
for that. We'll get that fixed. But no, that would have been the result you expected for Gen.G, but
Yeah, no.
not the result you got at all. What a win for
right,
FUEGO.
we're good now.
Now we're good. Now we're right back to it. Okay, so this has got everything updated. So what is there anything else
So
that really
United
stands out?
won. No, so Elevate Celtic must still be going on. It looks like they're on a hard point. Game 4 is what I can kind of see from here.
So everything else kind of as expected.
Yeah, very close match between Elevate and Celtic. United take care of business. But
So that Gen.G Team War match now is going to be.
well, Gen.G E6.
Oh yeah, true. Both.
Woo!
But E6 put themselves in a position to maybe take the group.
Let's go.
This was one of the more interesting groups. You think about, you got consistent top 2 team in Gen.G, consistent top 6 team in E6, and then a bunch of veterans across the board when you talk about the other 2 teams from the European side
Well,
of
the
things.
question mark was just around FUEGO because there's 3 solid teams. We know how good Team War's been, but we just thought FUEGO, yeah, they have Mad Cat and Hockey, but it's a tough pool. Like, you stand no chance. And then after that, who the hell knows? We have no idea.
Champs, already ludicrous. Hope you enjoyed that series. Gen.G versus FUEGO. FUEGO come out on top. We have so much more action to come over the course of the next 5 days. We got a quick break. We'll be right back.